Okay, let's get into this. I've had another wardrobe change in the meantime. And now we're going to continue the story and see what happens next with the Forgotten. It's been a minute. I work a lot, so I do this when I can. Hopefully work will slow down soon.
This is your dream, you know. Only you can help.
Jimmy, the fairy godmother has informed me of all you went through in the dreamscape.
How curious.
I hope having to live out someone else's memories wasn't too
in this valley is quite impressive.
Terribly discombobulating for you. Yeah. It was an eye-opener, that's for sure. I wanted to talk about what I learned from the Forgotten's memories. Of course, tell me, what have you surmised? The Forgotten can be saved. The Forgotten's just a mixed-up kid. I know we can fix all of this. I just had to find the right words to say. Anna's always wanting chocolate. I'm afraid there might not be words that will stop the Forgotten, at least not words I've found. Or I've certainly tried. Oh. Merlin has tried the Forgotten before. Interesting.
Sunshine, check. Alright.
I saw you trying to talk the Forgotten in memories. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's been a while, like I said. You gave the Forgotten some great advice. It's too bad they weren't ready to hear it yet. Really? Which memory was it? What did I say? You said that no matter what we leave behind, there are some things that must never be forgotten. Things like friendship, love, and care, of course. That was rather wise of me, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You need only to look skyward anywhere in the valley to see what happens when we do forget. You have noticed the rips in the sky, haven't you? Why, the very fabric of reality is coming undone around us. Yep, there's a rip over there. There's a rip over there. To find the Forgotten and stop this, we'll need something connected to the Forgotten, something left behind. Like what? The Forgotten hasn't left anything behind that I've noticed. Oh, but that's where you're wrong. Follow me. I've uncovered something at Mickey's house that's sure to help us. It'll be easier to understand once you've seen it. All right, let's go.
I tip my hat to you, though I prefer not to take it off.
Another tear in reality.
Well, hello.
Observe, there on the roof of Mickey's house. It's not just rips in the sky, there's dark magic bleeding through the very fabric of reality.
What
Fortunately, the phenomenon is quite localized. Hopefully, certain places seem to be affected. These were places important to the Forgotten? Yes, though I hypothesize that it's not the places themselves, but something inside of them. Okay. That's interesting.
Very kind.
We're just breaking it and letting ourselves into Mickey's house. A book with dark magic off of that must be the item. Let's see. A book of fairy tales. Oh dear, it's positively saturated with dark magic. It must have been the Forgotten's once. There's no other explanation. We've got something that belonged to the Forgotten. What's next? I'm afraid for this enchantment we'll need at least 3 more Forgotten relics, just like this. Sounds like a wild goose chase to me. Yeah, how am I supposed to know what I'm even looking for? You must keep an eye out for more places where dark magic is seeping through into our world. They could be anywhere in the village. Some of the relics might be quite special, others more mundane. But they'll all have dark magic emanating from them, just like this one does. Got it. Find the relic, save the village. Ah ha ha, that's not all. We must also obtain the story behind each relic. Stories hold a magic of their own, Jimmy Geek. Uncover those stories, and you'll be able to harness the magic. I don't know what accent I'm doing right now, but I know it keeps changing. Maybe I'll find it. The right one. You must discover why these things were of such importance to the Forgotten. You found the first one in Mickey's house. Perhaps Mickey knows the story behind it. I hope he does. I'll look around the village and I'll go talk to Mickey. Thanks, Merlin.
I couldn't have done better myself.
Forgotten Relics, the storybook.
Hi!
Those cracks in the sky are pretty scary. Is there anything I can do to help? Maybe you can. Does this look familiar? A book of fairy tales? You betcha! That's been in my house for just about as long as I can remember. We think it once belonged to the Forgotten. Do you know the story behind it? It's funny. Now that you show it to me, I'm remembering everything.
Ooh.
When you were just a little kid, we read this together. At first, I read it to you, and then one day, all of a sudden, you were old enough to read it to me. Oh, and sometimes we just make up our own stories to go along with the pictures. I wish I could remember this. It's a pretty special book. Lots of stories about brave heroes and evil villains. And everything comes out right just in time for the happily ever after. Maybe we can read it together again someday. Sounds like that's what we need to do. Oh, I love that. We haven't read together since... Hey, now that I think about it, the last time we read this together was right before the beginning. But gosh, that wasn't really you, was it? It was the Forgotten. They left the book with me. They seemed pretty mad. But I think deep down they were really sad about something.
Huh?
Gee, I hope you can help the Forgotten out. Mickey, the storybook. The magic coming off it is stronger than ever. You've done a lot to help. Now I'll do my part to try to save the Forgotten.
Thanks, pal!
Do or do not. There is no try. Search around the village and uncover the stories behind them. You know what? There is a Tear in Scar's place. So that's where we're heading next. Oh, and there's Scar. What do we have here? There we go. A picture, the drawing. Greetings. Oh, Jimmy Geek. Just who I was thinking of. By my estimations, you're doing a rather poor job ruling over this valley. Why, it looks to me the sky is falling in. Are you sure you wouldn't be happier with someone more cunning in charge? Someone like Mufasa, you mean? Never speak that name in my presence. Well, I just did, you liar. Right, sorry.
No.
Well, if you haven't come all this way just to insult me, what do you want? I found something in you. Well, I didn't come all this way because you were here with me when I found it, so. Okay. Alright. I found something in your cave. I think it used to belong to the Forgotten. It might be the key to stopping the Forgotten's plans. Do you know the story behind it? No? You're not going to tell me? No, I've never seen it before. Maybe the forgetting's gotten to you. Hardly. I recall far too much to have that happen. Besides, why would I remember such a hideous, charmless image of me? Aha! So you do admit it's a drawing of you. Still nothing. Please, Scar. This might be the only way to stop the Forgotten and save the valley. Fine. If I must, to ensure I have a kingdom left to rule over, then I'll tell you. And I suppose you are the closest thing I have to to someone I tolerate. You made this for me, Jimmy Geek, when you were just a cub. It hardly captures my likeness, but I admit I found it rather nice to receive a gift, even such a pitiful one. I've kept it ever since. Thanks, Scar. Your story might help me stop the Forgotten. Do have a bit of mercy for the Forgotten. Imagine what they must think, watching you ruling over all that the light touches while they are consigned to the shadows. Oh. I know all too well how that feels. Alright. 2 more things to find. Where else are we going to go? Oh! Here's one. Inside the mysterious cave. What do we have in here? A blanket. Link to Olaf. Okay, let's go find Olaf. There he is.
Hi, I need a little help.
Jimmy Geek, I'm so glad you're here. I don't want to alarm you, but I've noticed the village seems to be broken.
Oh.
This guy looks angry. Unfortunately, my arms aren't long enough to give it a hug. I was hoping you'd help me with all that. Me? Oh, I'd love to help. Wait. How am I supposed to help? I found a blanket in the secret chamber. I think it used to belong to the Forgotten. Do you know anything about it? Ah, the fuzzy, cuddly blanket. You found it. Hooray! I don't know too much about it. Oh, but I do know who might. Elsa! I remember it from her room at the castle. Of course, she doesn't get cold, but I think she just likes being cozy sometimes. She has to know the story behind the blanket. Thanks, Olaf. I guess I'll have to go talk to Elsa for to have any hope of stopping the Forgotten. In the meantime, I'll just find and categorize all the different kinds of rocks in the village. Great plan. I thought so. I'm calling it controlling what I can when things feel out of control. There she is.
Hello. Could you possibly lend me a hand?
Jimmy Geek, I've seen what's going on in the sky with the village. If there's any way I can help, you only have to ask. Maybe you can make an ice shield around the village? If it comes to that, I'm certainly happy to try. Well, I know there's one way you can definitely help. Take a look at this. Does it look familiar? Oh, look at her pretty blue eyes. Oh, it does look familiar from a long time ago. We think it belonged to the Forgotten, and we need to know the story behind it.
Huh?
It's funny, just a second ago, it was like my memories of this were covered over by a mist. But then, I looked at you and I thought of our friendship and the adventures we've gone on together. And I remembered, I gave this to you. You were just a child then, you wanted to explore the ice cavern with me. But it was so cold in there, so I brought you my favorite blanket from home. And when the Forgotten split off, well, I guess they held on to it until they dropped it in the secret chamber. I wish I could remember this, but I guess the Forgotten has some of those memories. Well, I hope you can help pull the Forgotten back from the edge before it's too late. And if you do manage to bring them back, well, maybe I can talk with them. I know it's like to go too far. Thanks, Elsa. That's all I need for now. The magic come off the blanket seems stronger already.
I hope we can talk again soon.
One more thing to find. Oh, there's a tear up there in the rock. Let's check the cave. Oh, a pail and bucket. And it's with Ursula. Lovely.
Hello, dear.
Angelfish, have you finally come to ask for my help dealing with all that trouble in the sky? It's about time. You're right, I do need your help. Take a look. What is this rubble you're handing me? If you're looking to trade, you need to find something far better than all this. I found those beach toys in the same cave that I freed you from. I think they used to belong to the Forgotten. Do you remember them? They might be the key to saving Dreamlight Valley. Now that you mention it, they do look a tad familiar. I'll tell you about them. And all it'll cost you is a simple commendation. I hear everyone in the restaurant here is receiving them. Don't I deserve some accolades too? Nobody's better at making deals. And don't you forget it. I always come out on top.
Huh?
Now then, those trinkets. You used to play with them as a child. You and Moana. Moana, of course. I'll go talk to Moana. And Jimmy Geek, when you find the Forgotten and stop this little scheme, tell them to come see me. I can teach them a thing or two about getting what they want. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Okay, so Moana is here. Right there she is.
Hello.
Hey, Moana, I've got something you need to look at. Sure, Jimmy Geek. Oh, what are these? Toys? Are you sure you want to play in the sand? Shouldn't you be saving the valley? Why not both? Okay. Really, though, I'm here to ask you about these. I think they used to belong to the Forgotten. I was hoping you might remember them. They do look familiar. But it's like the fog's rolled over in my memories of them. Focus on your memories of me. Just think of all the memories we made together since you've come back to the village. Whoa, that is so strange. The moment you said that, it's like the fog lifted. I do remember these. You and I used to play with them when you were just a little kid. It reminded me of when I was small and played in the sand with my grandma Tala. How'd they wind up in that cave? Well, one day I asked you if you wanted to play, and it was like you couldn't hear me, as if you were really far away. That wasn't you anymore, was it? It was the Forgotten. They threw these toys away in the cave and ran off. I was confused and pretty sad. It wasn't like you to do something like that. Maybe not, but the Forgotten is a part of me. That kid who played on the beach with you, that part of me is in there somewhere. Well, you were an amazing kid. If that's the part of you that became the Forgotten, I hope there's still some way to save them.
Bye.
Forgotten Relics complete.